Friends, Archangel here. Do you, by chance, have a Y chromosome? Then I have something that every male needs to hear. You may not like it. You may outright reject it. You may very well mock me, disparage me, disown me, disavow any knowledge of me, stab voodoo dolls of me. But you need to hear this. Every male needs to hear this. Your genitals are beautiful. How did that make you feel? Gross? Maybe fruity? Well, I'm about to turn up the awkward. You, the guy listening, your penis is beautiful. Your testicles are beautiful. Your scrotum and perineum, your entire male anatomy is wonderful. That's right, you heard me correctly. Your anatomy is beautiful. Now, what is your knee-jerk reaction to all of that? If you said, "Yeah, I know," then you are doing something right. However, if you, as most males, find this all just wrong and offensive, then you have work to do. If I, a male, tells you that your genitals are awesome, do you immediately dismiss this? Do you immediately retreat to images of female anatomy to ward off fears that you might be gay if you acknowledge beauty in male genitalia? Maybe you find your personal genitalia tolerable, but male genitalia as a collective? Ugh, disgusting. You see, the individual details do not matter. Long, short, smooth-skinned, veiny, testicles high and tight, or hanging low. These are simply individual variables. What you are really seeing is wondrous beyond measure. What you hold when you urinate is incredible. What you have gracing your lower pelvis is no less than miraculous, for this is the very system that creates and delivers life for incubation. You do not have to be sexually aroused by a thing to see beauty in it. Now, males as beings are beautiful, although the entire world, including males themselves, will tell me how wrong I am about this. However, I need to focus on male genitalia, because the besmirchment of male genitalia specifically by everyone is a blatant, in-your-face demonstration of greater male contempt and devaluation by everyone, especially males themselves. Males need reconciliation with their greatness, and they need harmony with their anatomy, rather than see it as some mutant appendage that is separate from them, some alien body part that controls you and makes you engage in sexual behavior and monopolizes your thoughts. We are steeped in male anatomy slander everywhere in the world. We are told that nasty malformation hanging between your legs is an abomination that needs to be covered at all times. Essentially, your Y-chromosomed anatomy is a point that you should be ashamed of, because that alien mutation makes you abuse women. The same women that think it is an ugly thing, which they would rather not look at. But if they have to, they may as well try to make it look less disgusting. So they hack up their son's most precious anatomy at birth, as a way of putting their brand on this nasty slab of meat that everyone despises, and everyone makes fun of and abuses. All that hate and contempt spewed onto the most miraculous of body parts. What did Mr. Johnson possibly do to deserve all of this? Nothing, really, because penis and testicles are proxy symbology. We detest males, and we demean that which makes a human male. Restoring the glory of male genitals is far more important than most people think. Even in male empowerment spaces, guys flippantly mock or demean their own anatomy with derogatory comments or descriptors. I have observed many awakened males with great messages who still use derogatory references to male anatomy, which means that while they may disagree with divorce or selective service inequity, they still subscribe to the devaluing of the male anatomy, which is a very literal and metaphoric devaluing of males as beings. Now, if we need to talk ill of male anatomy, then we need to talk ill of female anatomy. For instance, say fat bags and meat flaps instead of boobs and vaginas, because the same spirit of depreciation should be used regarding both sexes' anatomy. But we all know this is not the case. We see fit to use all kinds of negative descriptors of male genitalia in the company of anyone, family, friends, toddlers, but we would not dare use negative vagina monikers in the company of ladies or children or anyone for that matter. Most people dare not even talk about the holy vagina in public or if there is a female anywhere within a 5-mile radius of the vicinity. We still bow to female approval. Now, males awakening, this is great, but you have to complete your deprogramming. Preaching about male disposal in equity is wonderful, yet if you still labor under the assumption that you are somehow less in worth or physical or genital beauty, then you are, on a subconscious level, acknowledging female superiority here, and eventually this unhealed self-loathing will cause you to relapse and chase meat-flap deities once again. Seriously, you have to come to terms with the wondrous nature of your genitals. You have to realize that you and your sexual anatomy are beautiful. This sounds silly. However, this is one of the hardest things that males will do, finding beauty in themselves. Because this is counter to everything they have ever been taught, namely that males are vile demons and females are beautiful angels. Most males, no matter how awake they are to male devaluation and disposability, most will never be able to see themselves nor their physical structure as beautiful. This is how complete the brainwashing is. Most know male mistreatment is wrong, yet when they are all alone, they still cannot reconcile male and beauty. So, look at yourself naked. And instead of hearing automatic, incessant gynocentric dialogue run through your head like, ew, gross, that's disgusting, it looks funny, it's not big enough, blah, blah, freaking blah. Instead, say, wow, I am freaking awesome. In fact, look at yourself naked in a mirror and say, I am beautiful. No, really, say this out loud. It sounds silly and ridiculous, but do it anyway. You see, humans elevate females and devalue males. And what makes a male male and not a female? Their sexual anatomy. So we obviously slander the very structures that make them the mutant demon spawn they are and not benevolent angels. And despite what most awakened males think, they are carrying around latent disgust for themselves and their sex in the form of male anatomy disapproval demonstrated as mockery and disrespect. This is huge. I cannot emphasize this enough. You need to see your genitalia as wondrous and miraculous and yes, beautiful. Females see theirs as beautiful and look how everyone respects and reveres their anatomy. Demand respect, you get respect. You see, if you allow disrespect for such a significant identifying portion of yourself, you open the door to devaluation of the whole self. Society programs us to find disgust in male anatomy and salvation in female anatomy. Thus, if you cannot demand respect and reverence for your own anatomy, you darn sure will not stick up for your brothers, nor your sex as a collective, even as the world of gynocentric delights continues on preaching the disgusting reality of the nasty male mutant appendage. Meanwhile, we all bow at the altar of breast and vagina. Your penis and testicles and scrotum, your chromosomes, you are wondrous and beautiful. As you are listening to this and thinking how stupid or gay this all seems, pay attention to your reactions. These are the automated reactions gynocentrism has beat into you. You think you are awake because you see sitcoms that mock fathers or husbands, or because you watch spoiled housewives put on pink cat hats and march with other chicks for more entitlements. But if you still carry around loathing or contempt for yourself or your genitalia, which is the literal biological representation of male, then you still subscribe to male devaluation. Seeing yourself as valuable will cause rejection of disrespect, and this will finally begin to remedy the dehumanization and devaluation thrust onto males. It all starts with rejecting mistreatment. You do not suffer the mistreatment of something that you vehemently value. I observe males talking empowerment who do not really value themselves, because on some level they still see females as better and praise their anatomy as superior. Value reclamation starts with valuing the very anatomy that makes you disposable in society's eyes. You need to stop disrespecting male anatomy in general. But really, in a perfect world, I would have you begin to see yourself as wondrous. Look beyond the grossness that everybody labels male genitalia as being. Look beyond the alpha-beta paradigm of competition and who has a bigger phallus. Look beyond all the misandristic rhetoric and you see that you are glorious. You are beautiful. Your genitals are the seed of life. They are why we exist. You are the prize. Know yourself as the prize. Know that your intelligence, your physical ability, your creative capabilities, your caring and compassion, your genitals, you are the prize. And prizes demand respect from their environment. Start off easy. Try to see your anatomy as not so disgusting and work with that for a little while. Then maybe try seeing everything as a little less disgusting than before. Then a little less than that, and a little less than that, until eventually one day you will reach a point where your genitalia is not good or bad, it just is. And if you keep going with this, maybe one glorious day you will see the positivity and beauty in your genitalia and finally dish out the respect that your magic place actually deserves, the respect that society has denied you all your life. To escape your suffering, you need to overcome the brainwashing and heal yourself. And like it or not, this means seeing yourself and your genitalia as beautiful, wondrous, not disgusting as the propaganda programs you to believe. I am so sick to death of males disrespecting male genitalia. I could give two rat turds what chicks think of male anatomy. I don't need their approval. I don't need their vaginal acceptance of my anatomy. In fact, it is they that need to prove their worthiness to be close to me or my majestic anatomy. So, chicks' opinions? Pfft, who gives a damn? My beef is with males, because guys are the biggest disparagers of male anatomy, and I am tired beyond measure of males disrespecting other males and throwing male anatomy under the bus. Sure, you can fight inequity without liking your anatomy or seeing yourself as beautiful. You can dislike certain aesthetic conditions about your anatomy, but allowing the wholesale slander of male anatomy while simultaneously elevating and worshiping female anatomy. How are you not seeing any problems here? Really, are you kidding? In days gone by, males were proud of their anatomy and were often naked, as in the first Olympic Games. Now, we have to mock, slander, and cut up the male anatomy just to get female approval, so she might one day touch males and their nasty pee-pees, that mutant appendage that controls their thoughts and actions. We abuse and belittle the literal fountain of life, and nobody thinks this is a problem? Do you honestly think that you can be free of gynocentrism and still mock male anatomy? There are many levels of awakening, which is why we say the rabbit hole goes deeper and deeper. At first, you become aware of male devaluation. Then you blame feminists. Then you hunt unicorns. Then you realize recreational interaction with females is a negative and romantic abstinence is the only remedy, and thus males come across monk philosophy. There are so many stages, from blue to red to purple pill, and then back and forth over and over again. Yet all are incomplete until you heal yourself. Understanding the volume and depth of the indoctrination saturating males and seeing red pill males still exhibit signs of self-loathing in the form of anatomy degradation, I realize that to truly heal, you need to overcome the crap that gynocentric slaves have put into your head, which means overcoming the notion that you are less than any female in worth or beauty. I am not saying be sexually attracted to male anatomy. I am simply saying understand that you are the prize. Your anatomy is wondrous, and stop allowing people to disparage the male anatomy. The world views male genitalia as a negative and as being gross, which is why guys cavalierly talk about blowing loads or busting nuts or getting the poison out, because they see ejaculation as a lesser function, a gross function, and when they blow a load all over a chick, they may laugh when telling friends about this because the chick got this nasty juice all up in her hair. Even as I write this, I can hear males within earshot talking about how nasty cum is. No joke. Which means that they see their anatomy and the associative functions as gross, inferior to a female's glorious, wondrous workings. Nearly all males treat ejaculation as throwaway slime. To most, ejaculate is as disposable as the male masturbating in the shower. Instead, males should understand that they spill life essence when they come, and to have respect for this, rather than disgust or jokes as they reach for the box of Kleenexes. See ejaculation as a wondrous event, a wonder that most females are undeserving of. That's right, females are unworthy of your sexuality. You are that miraculous and amazing. So how do we bring glory back to the male anatomy? Simply start by not making fun of penis or scrotum or ejaculation and voice disapproval when anyone else does. Or simply play the reverse hand. When someone starts to make fun of male anatomy or functions, simply mock female anatomy and functions as well. Oh, I know, we are so thoroughly brainwashed with male devaluation that even though some people can get with men's rights or even the MGTOW thing, but loving yourself and anatomy? Yeah, now this guy has crossed the line. But gentlemen, when I bring the word beauty anywhere close to male, feel the resistance inside yourself. How you have the urge to deny and mock everything I have said here, and realize that this resistance to seeing yourself and your anatomy as wondrous or beautiful, all this resistance is automatic gynocentric programming taking over your conscious thought process. You can stand on a soapbox, or you can ghost from society. Yet if you carry their prejudices with you, you are not free of anything. And seeing male anatomy as anything less than female anatomy is carrying plantation beliefs with you, and you are not free. Yes, you may be free of dating leeches or wasting money, but you still carry the seeds of male loathing that causes males to seek out females as salvation from their wretched anatomy and existence in the first place. We have to see males as glorious and wondrous. Then the healing can begin. I do not know how to put this any more simply. This existence devalues and discards males for female benefit. Now, what makes you biologically male? Okay, so you're gonna disrespect the male anatomy, yet demand respect and justice for the male being. To all the guys that disrespect male genitalia, if it is so gross and disgusting and evil, why do you even keep it around? Maybe you should remove your anatomy. Then technically you won't be male, and maybe you won't be disposable anymore. Then you can plead for respect from a society that has no respect for the beings that still have the anatomy that you never respected in the first place. Yet even eunuchs are seen as former males, which still makes them disposable. So, like it or not, your task in life is to come to terms with the beauty of yourself and anatomy. And oh, how males will avoid and hide from this in female worship. Nobody else will value what you do not value yourself. And males, they detest male sexual anatomy. Not hard to figure this one out. My friends, you want to be a better being, you have to confront the male contempt that you still carry. This has nothing to do with sexual orientation. If you choose to hold on to disgust and jokes about male genitalia, then you choose to harbor bigotry and contempt for yourself and your brothers and your sex. Period. Point blank, finito. And you will know if you harbor contempt by your reaction to all of this. Friends, you and your anatomy are beautiful. Your care for male welfare is beautiful. You are wondrous. You are the prize. You. Now, how about acting like the gods that you are and always have been? Stand with me, live free.